Hey guys, it's Benedictines. Today I'm going to be talking about a concept that I've been meaning to talk about for a while. I've actually spoken about it before, but today I'm about to talk about it more deeply. It's the concept of NPCs, non-player characters. The idea that not every person that you meet in your life is real. The idea that the population of Earth isn't really 8 billion. It's much less than that. Most of the people that you see are not even real. They do not have souls, they do not have minds. This is very similar to solipsism, but not quite. Because it suggests that no, there are people who are real just like you. There are people who have souls just like you. There are people who have minds just like you. But there are many people who do not have souls. There are many people who do not have minds. There are many people who are not real. Many spiritual teachers will actually tell you that. I mean, modern spiritual teachers, New Age, spiritual teachers will tell you that. But the problem with many New Age spiritual teachers is that they are biased towards life. They'll tell you that, not everyone that you meet is real. But these people were created by you to teach you something. No, everything is energy. The Dolores Cannon likes to say that everything is energy, nothing is real. Before you go to a particular place, it doesn't exist until you get there. So NPCs, or backdrop people, as she likes to call them, backdrop people, are just energy created by you to teach you some lessons. Everything is your creation. If you don't like this reality, you can change it into a reality that you actually like. There are a lot of intelligent spiritual teachers who are making a lot of money lying to people. And the reason why they lie to people is because you can't really make money when you are telling the truth. That is not easy. You can make a lot of money when you tell people that I can help you remember your past life through past life regression. I can help you remember the past. I can help you access your Akashic records. You can understand what happened in the past, what happened in your life before you came here. You can understand why you're here. I can teach you how to meditate. I can teach you how to astral project. I can teach you how to free yourself from negative energy. I can talk to your spiritual guides and tell you what they're saying. I can talk to your friend who died. I can talk to your husband who, you know what I mean? They make a lot of money lying to people. They give people false hope. They tell people half truth. That's what I've realized. They'll tell you the truth, but not the whole truth. They'll tell you that, there is obviously something wrong with the world, but you can create your own reality. You just need to change how you think, and that's true. Change how you think. I've been telling people this, that sometimes you limit yourself because of how you think, right? because of your own negative thoughts. That is true. You mustn't be overpowered by your negative thoughts. You see, you must not let your negative thoughts hold you back. That is true. But they take it too far, lying to people. Like, yeah, you can create the reality that you want by just visualizing what you want. Wake up every day and try to visualize what you want, and you're gonna be able to have what you want. Like, it doesn't really work like that. However, it is a positive thing to do to try to think positively. It is a positive thing to do to try to visualize what you want in your life. It is a positive thing to try to be in the right state of mind. But that doesn't mean that you're going to magically start manifesting the things that you want. It doesn't work like that. They make a lot of money lying to people. And that's the problem. We need the truth in order to realize what we need to do as a collective. We all can see that there's something really wrong with this realm. You cannot, let's say hell really did exist. I mean, this is hell, of course, but I mean, like, the Christian vision of hell really did exist. Imagine a spiritual teacher teaching people that, you chose to be here. You're here because you wanted to be here. You wanted to learn some lessons. You can actually shift from this reality if you really want to shift from this. You know what I mean? I mean, that will make a lot of people feel good because they don't want to feel like they're victims, You don't want to feel like you don't have power. You don't want to feel like you're really in hell. You want to feel like, nah, man, I can actually free myself. I can magically free myself. You see, that is why a lot of these spiritual teachers are making a lot of money. What you don't realize is that human beings will, if they can take advantage of you, they will. That is why you mustn't put yourself in a position where another person can take advantage of you. You understand? You must be so conscious that it is impossible for someone to take advantage of you. Because if you put yourself in a situation where they can take advantage of you, they will take advantage of your ignorance. So you need to keep on working yourself. That's why I tell people that if you get scammed, don't blame the person that scammed you, blame yourself. You should have been conscious enough to realize that you were getting scammed. So it's yourself that you gotta blame. It's not the person that scammed you, because humans will take advantage of you if they can. You see, that's how we live. Actually, we're taking advantage of one another as people. That's exactly how we live. You see, even when it comes to relationships, if you are very handsome, you're gonna use that to your advantage. You see, you use what you have as a human. So yes, there are some situations where it's really obvious that someone is being taken advantage of, but there are many situations where it's not even obvious. But you need to be so conscious and so in alignment with the truth that it's almost impossible for anyone to take advantage of you. We all can see that many people here are victims, bro. They are helpless. In a world where really it was possible to just create your reality by just thinking, many people will be having what they want, because that's not that hard. It's not that hard to kind of visualize what you want. It's not that hard to brainwash yourself to actually believe that you deserve to have the things that you want. That's much easier than working very hard. And a lot of people are working very hard to have the things that they want. I do believe that these spiritual teachers are part of the problem, because they are talking to people who will have, become conscious enough to understand what is going on. You find someone who's actually waking up, who's realizing that, okay, this reality is that fucked up. And then you tell them that, oh, you create your own reality. There are background people in this world, but these people were created by you, for you. You're not a victim in this world, Everything that is happening because you've allowed it to happen. There's nothing that's happening without your consent. You actually chose to be blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So these people get stuck in that paradigm. You see the problem? Instead of truly waking up and realizing that, okay, this world is just fucked up. Let's stop making up excuses, all right? Let's stop trying to justify this shit. It is that fucked up, and we need to get the fuck out of here. We need to figure out how to get the fuck out of here. Really? If Earth was a school, you will actually be learning for real. You know what I mean? I want you to understand that. If Earth was a school, you would really be learning, not suffering. You're not learning. You're not learning anything. You're just suffering. You're kind of learning how to avoid suffering. That's what you're learning, and that's not really worth learning. Really, if there's an afterlife, I mean, what will that help you with? Let's just say there's a better place where there's no suffering. What will learning how to avoid suffering actually help you? Most people are not even becoming smarter here, They're just trying to learn how to survive. What do I gotta do to survive? Even people who are very conscious, they're kind of trying to avoid suffering and, trying to survive. So you can't say that this is a school. It cannot be a school if you don't even remember your past lives. If you don't even remember shit, really, if you're not even shown what the truth is, what are you learning if you are not even shown what the truth is? Okay, here's what you need to learn. Here's what you need to learn. Here's what you need to understand. You don't know shit. You have no clue what you actually need to do. You see? So how can you say that you are learning? What is happening is that you are actually struggling, not knowing what you need to do. You mean to tell me that birds are learning something other than trying to survive? You mean to tell me that animals are learning something other than trying to survive? You are learning something other than trying to survive? You mustn't allow people to lie to you. You didn't choose this. If you chose this, you would actually remember choosing it. Memories are very important. You need memories. To be who you are. Without your memories, you are a new person. So you couldn't have possibly you couldn't have possibly made a decision to actually be here and experience what you are experiencing. That doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm telling you that the spiritual teachers are part of the problem. Based on how things work in the world, it is actually logical to conclude that there are backdrop people, there are non-player characters. And when I say non-player characters, I'm not talking about people who are self-aware but just too dumb, because most of the time when people talk about NPCs, they're just talking about people who don't think for themselves but who are conscious. No, I'm not talking about those kind of people. I do understand that there are people who are dumb in this world. When I say non-player characters, I'm actually referring to people who do not have consciousness at all. They're not conscious. They don't know they exist. They have no awareness of their own existence. They are there, but they don't know they exist. But I don't think they were created by you. I think because we're in some kind of a matrix, we're supposed to be confused. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be confused. If you want to look at life from a solipsistic perspective, yes, you can say you created those people, but there's still a problem. How do you even create these people? How do you even create these people? Do you create these people through your emotions, how you feel? Do you create these people before you even come into this reality? Like, okay, I'm going to go and experience a world, like a simulation where I'll be the only conscious being there, and I'm going to, go through this, go through that. One of the biggest questions would be, why would you make this experience so horrible? Because it can be so horrible that it's unbearable. You know what I mean? Like, people go through things that even if this was a dream, they'll wake up from it and be like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that all about? It is good to view life from a solipsistic point of view, because it kind of gives you some, like, it makes you feel a bit more powerful, right? Which is good. You need to feel empowered. You need to feel like you can free yourself. You don't have to feel completely hopeless. But there are a lot of things that are happening that don't seem to be caused by us. It seems like everything in this world has been programmed to keep us here, to keep us ignorant. Like, there are forces behind the scenes that are working tirelessly to keep us here. And that's their job. They gotta make sure that they keep us here. We mustn't find a way to escape this reality. We mustn't understand what is going on. We must remain confused. They're manipulating us in all kinds of ways. They're using religion to manipulate us. They're using modern spirituality to manipulate us. They're using radio to manipulate us, social media to manipulate us. They're using everything that they can use to manipulate us. They are using people like Npcs to manipulate us, to make us feel confused. Now, they make people tell you things that are going to make you feel confused. They make people in your life behave a certain way so that you will remain confused. No, you try to make the right decisions in your life that can free you. They send someone to come and confuse you. Just like what, if you've watched the movie The Truman Show, Truman was being manipulated in every way possible. He wasn't supposed to realize that his life wasn't real. Everyone in his life was actually acting. He wasn't supposed to realize that. Whenever he'd like see something is not right, they will send someone he trusts to confuse him. Whenever he started questioning what was going on, they'll send someone he trusts to confuse him. You would see sometimes that, something isn't right, Then they'll send his best friend, and they'll tell his best friend exactly what he needs to say. Say this to him. Make him feel this way. Don't you feel like that's what's happening in this world? Whenever you're trying to wake up, there will be people that will try to make you feel like, nah, you're wrong. They'll say, oh, you're crazy. You're crazy, because they want you to feel insecure about your way of thinking, like, okay, yeah, the way that I think is flawed. Actually, why don't other people think the way that I do? It means that there's something wrong with me. It means that I'm crazy. Why would they say that I'm crazy? Why are other people normal? Other people are normal because they're being used. They're not even real. I do actually think that there ain't that many humans in this planet. There ain't that many humans. Most humans that we see are real NPCs, real background people or backdrop people. But they're not here for you. They're not here to teach you shit. They're here to keep you here. They're here to make sure that you're trapped and you're confused. You need to understand what is going on. And I'm telling you something that you probably have never thought about in your life, which can actually help you. This reality is something, just like I told you. So it is very possible that what I'm telling you is true. Because this reality is something. And I don't think it is what it seems to be. It's the truth is stranger than fiction. That's what I think. So you must keep an open mind when you're trying to understand this reality. I mean, do you think people in the real world will be like people are stupid in this world, but do you think in the real world people will be that stupid where they'll say things that make no fucking sense? And you can say, but come on, man, why are these people against this? Why are these people causing problems because of this? Why are they complaining about this? Why are they on strike? Doesn't that tell you something? People fighting for things that they shouldn't even be fighting for, things that a real human shouldn't even be fighting for. People not understanding you when you tell them something that is logically true. Like they don't understand you. Shouldn't that make you a bit suspicious? There are some people, no matter what you tell them, they'll never understand you. They'll never agree with you. Even if you make the most sense, shouldn't that make you suspicious? Are they that stupid? Or they just don't even have minds? Like, their job is to keep you confused. So you tell them the truth and they act like they don't understand you, and you start to doubt yourself. Like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Or you start to stress. Like, man, how can other people be that stupid? Maybe they don't even exist, man. They exist, but they don't have minds. They're just there to confuse you. Maybe that's the truth. I mean, if this was a simulation, wouldn't there be backdrop people? Wouldn't there be NPCs? Why wouldn't there be NPCs if this was a simulation? And even if it was not a simulation, why would they not be NPCs? Why would they need to be 8 billion humans? For what? Why wouldn't they just be few humans and everyone else is just an NPC? You find that there's less than 1 million humans. There's less than. It's very possible that there's actually less than 1 million humans. Not even less than 1 billion, like 1 million years. That's very possible. When you look at how things are working in this world, it's actually very possible that there are less. Because even in any game that I've played, there were many NPCs than real humans. Like even if you're playing an online game, there's usually more NPCs than they are like real conscious beings that are actually playing. That's how it works. So of course there need to be a lot of NPCs and few humans that are real. I've always, and I know this is going to sound bad, I've always felt like I was the main character, no matter where I was. I don't give a fuck how many people will be there. I will always feel like I am actually the main character. Like it's all about me. I know it sounds bad. Like, oh yeah, that makes you arrogant. But I've always felt like, and you know why I always felt like the main character? This is because people treat me like I'm the main character. Like people will look at you, stare at you. The way that they treat you is a bit different. The things that they say to you, like I don't know, like something seems to be a bit weird. If we still have not figured out what this reality is, then you must consider the possibility that there might really be soulless beings. There might really be non-player characters. There might really be backdrop people in this reality. And they are here to confuse you so that you don't ever wake up, so that you're stuck here. If they weren't here to confuse you, your life will be much easier. They will be treating you like you're some kind of a king or some kind of a queen. No, they will make your life easier. They wouldn't be ignorant. They will help you grow, you know. NPCs will help you grow. You know, there's no need for life to be hard. I want you to get that. It's not like you are playing a game, right? In a game, yes, it must be, every stage it must be harder than the previous stage. I get that. Why? Because that's what makes a game entertaining. But that's what you want. Even when you're playing a game, you're like, yeah, I want it to be a bit more challenging, you know? That's what you want. You're like, okay, now I've learned how to play at this level. So I need things to be a bit harder. Let's take it to the next level. But when it comes to this reality, we know that we don't want to be suffering. We know that that's not what's going to make us happy. We know that being completely broke, having no one to talk to, people treating you like shit, that's not what we want. Do we want that? Do we want to feel alone? Do we want to feel disconnected? You live in a world with more than 8 billion humans and you feel alone, you feel disconnected, you feel like no one loves you, you feel like no one cares about you, you feel like no one is going to help you, no one is going to save you. You are really alone. Because people feel that way. People in general feel that way. Unless maybe you're that lucky. But people in general feel alone. You know, they're broken. You see, like they're not happy for real. Why? Why are we being lied to? Why is it that when we try to speak the truth, they ban us somehow? I know some people be thinking, well, you do speak the truth on this channel. Why they even ban your channel? Yeah, maybe they shadow ban my channel. Maybe, you know, like there are a lot of things that are going on in the background that we might not really, you know, be seeing. And also, you have to understand that they will try to make you believe that this world is not as evil as you think it is. You see? So there are some things that they won't do so that you'll be like, maybe I'm wrong, you know. This world does feel more like some kind of a matrix. Like what is happening to people is not right. Now the fact that people just find themselves here without their consent and they're forced to be here, and people who say no one should be forced to be here are considered to be evil, and it doesn't even make sense that you'd consider a person who's saying no one should be forced to be here if they don't want to be here evil. It doesn't make sense that someone who's an internationalist who's actually saying, well, let's stop making babies because a lot of people do suffer in this world. This is not to say that everyone suffers, but some people do suffer and they were born here without their consent. So yeah, we must think twice. can't just be procreating as if you know what the fuck is going on. You cannot say a person who says that is evil. You must just not agree with them. So people thinking like that should actually make you question a lot of things. That should make you realize that something is wrong. I'm being lied to in a lot of different ways, and and that's the best way that they can control us, is by lying to us, is by making sure that we do not see what the truth is. And if we ever discover the truth, they must lie to us and manipulate us and make us believe that we have not discovered the truth. And if we still don't fall for their tricks, they must maybe wipe off our memories or something, But you can't tell me that this world is good and the things that I'm talking about are not happening. You can't tell me that. I've seen a lot of things happen, and I have been searching for the truth since I was young. And to realize how hard it is to actually find the truth, you realize that there are many people who actually have been speaking the truth and who have been getting cancelled. Makes me realize that something is not right. The fact that I was indoctrinated when I was young, the fact that I was just taught what to think. Like, oh, this is what you need to think. Oh, you are wrong for thinking that. How can you think like that? Whoa, what's wrong with you? There's something. You'll be thinking rationally, and someone will be like, there's something wrong with you. Someone older than you, someone that you trust, be like, oh, there's something wrong with you. Oh, what the fuck, motherfucker? Why would you feel like there's something wrong with someone thinking for themselves? So you're saying that it's actually right for me to think like everyone else, to not be a game changer, to not come up with my own ideas. That's wrong to come up with my own ideas? You must be yourself and trust yourself more than you trust others. You can't really trust anyone in a world that you don't even understand. And when I say you can't trust anyone, I really mean you cannot trust anyone. Like, at all, you can't trust anyone. You don't know what the fuck is going on. So you'd rather trust yourself. The only person you can trust is you. So you don't even trust God. Some people will be like, oh, I trust me and I trust. Who the fuck is God? What do you mean you trust God? Who the fuck is God? Like, be real, bro. You trust yourself. You are the only person, might not even be a person, but you're the only being that really knows that self. Man, not really, but you know what you want. You know your intentions. You don't know other people's intentions. No matter what they're telling you, you just have to work with what they're telling you. So even if there was a God, that God could easily lie to you, the same way that Christians are being manipulated. And if you are intelligent enough, you know that these people are being manipulated. Whether the Bible is true or not, I mean, it's obviously not true, but let's just say it was. You'd see that these people are being manipulated. They're naive, or they're just NPCs, and you're supposed to follow them so that you'll be trapped. Because I think that's how they trap us. They lie to us, and we follow their NPCs. Like, hey, there are many Christian people who are following this path, so let me follow this path as well. And then the next thing, you're trapped. That's why I'm saying the only person that you can trust is yourself, because you know what you want. If you want to be free, you know that that's what you want. You want to be free. You don't want to be a slave. You don't want to be in this simulation anymore. That is why you must keep on trying to understand yourself. What do you really want? Because there are people who don't even know what they want. So you must keep on asking yourself, what do I even want? What kind of world would I even prefer? Would I even prefer to be in a world? Would I even prefer existence over non-existence? How do I really feel? Why do I feel the way that I feel? What will need to change in this world for me to at least love being here? What will need to change in my life for me to actually enjoy being here? A lot of spiritual teachers will tell you half truth, and the reason why they'll tell you half truth, and this is important, what I'm about to tell you, they'll tell you half truth because you already are conscious enough to recognize the truth. So they'll tell you half truth, and you're like, oh, I love Till Swan. I mean, I love Till Swan, but I know she's also full of shit. I love Till Swan. I love Dolores Cannon. I love Leo Gura. I love Seth Guru. That will be more like bait, They'll tell you what you need to hear, which is the truth. But that will be used as bait, right? Like, oh shit, this person is real, and then boom, they start to lie to you. They start to brainwash you. You see, that's the thing. That's what they've used in Christianity. They've used this for people who were living in the past, people in the past who weren't conscious, when as conscious as we are. So Christianity worked on them. I mean, Christianity still work on some people who are still here because we're not operating at the same level of consciousness. But everything is a trap. You mustn't trust anything in this world. Trust yourself. Keep on working on discovering new truth, higher truth, and to just be trusting other people, reading books, blah blah blah. I mean, it's good to read books, but it doesn't need to get to a point where you just trust these people, like, oh, this person said this person said that. What do you think? How do you interpret what you're saying? It gets to a point where I'm able to, like, watch a movie about Jesus and I see how we've been lied to. Like, I'm not, like, when I watch a movie like that, I don't get brainwashed. I don't start to believe that, oh yeah, Jesus died. Like, I'm able to see that, oh shit, the reason why they had to say that this guy died for our sins was so that we will feel guilty, Someone died for your sins. It's like if some guys are very manipulative, they can do something for a woman, something very nice for a woman, because they want her, let me do something very nice for her so that she will, if I ever propose to her, she will never say no. She's manipulation. So it's kind of like that, like, oh, I died for your sins. Which sins? If I wasn't even born yet, which sins have you died for? Really, you should have just saved the people of your time. Make sure that this world ends. Because if everyone born is a sinner, that we don't need to be born. You see, it means that you just need to change something in our DNA and create new humans that are not going to be sinners. And Christians will be like, oh, well, but we have free will. And that's the reason why we are sinners. Like, no, man, we don't even have free will. They lie to you. You don't think. That's the problem. They told you that you have free will, but you don't. You don't even know where your thoughts come from. Can't even control your thoughts. You don't know what you're going to think next. You don't even control what you get to remember. How you get to feel. So they need people to really think and be thinking for themselves. If you watch videos like mine, you don't just agree with what I'm saying. This should just help you think. You see, like, okay, I just watched a video of this guy talking about backdrop people, talking about NPCs, talking about we live in a simulation. I am Johnny. Forget. What do I think about what he was saying? Do I feel like it makes sense? Because if you just going to believe other people, you'll be easily manipulated, you know. You need to be so skeptical that you're not sure of anything, man. I'm telling you, like, you have to be that skeptical. People behave strangely. You know, you ask yourself why will they behave like that? People say things that make you feel uncomfortable. Like, why are they saying that? What caused them to actually say that? Someone comes into your life out of nowhere. Why? They're not sent by the architect of this matrix. If you are really interested in freedom, real freedom, then you can't give your power away. This means that even when it comes to what you get to believe, you don't respect someone so much that you feel like they're the ones that are actually telling you the truth. You see, like, okay, this person is telling me the truth, you know, so I must listen to them. That's how people find themselves in cults. Yeah. This person is the way. You know, Christianity, for example, is the biggest cult in this world. I mean, society itself is a cult, but within this cult, there's another cult called Christianity. Christians don't even think for themselves. That's why I don't trust them anymore. I used to, when I was young, I used to, you know, trust Christians. I used to think that Christians were better than me. I look at them and be like, okay, they're better than me. They're interested in doing the right thing. Until I realized, whoa, these people are just reading what's written in the Bible, and that's what they believe, and they'll tell you what's written in the Bible. They don't think independently, and most of them are hypocrites because it's unrealistic to live the way the Bible says you should. It's unrealistic. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pass. Yeah. Nah, she'll be able to. Yeah. Just that it has rained a lot, that's why. All right. Right, we did it. We did it. There's this part in Matrix Reloaded that I liked when the machines in the Matrix actually realized that, okay, Neo and Trinity will actually escape the Matrix. They sent the backdrop people after them, like Npcs. You find that you're sleeping with someone that you've known your whole life, but that person is not real. And that person gets activated, and they start going after Neo because they were never real at the end of the day. They were there to keep people ignorant. And this other lady was sleeping with the husband, and then boom, his eyes turned, is it green or blue? I think it's probably green. And then jumped out the window because he wanted to stop Neo. He wasn't real, it was just an NPC. So you can't trust other people. People are lies. And you can't really know what's on their minds. Can't even know if they do have minds. So you have to trust yourself. Ask yourself, how do I even feel here? If I don't feel good, then this is not good. Do I feel like I've tried everything and no matter what I do, this is just not good? Do I feel like no matter how hard I try it, there's no way things are going to be better? Do I feel like I've tried everything in the past and things never gotten better? In fact, the harder I try, the more things become fucked up. No, everything points to this being some kind of a prison. So it's kind of like a dream, but it's like you're dreaming that you are in a prison. But you're not supposed to realize that you are in a prison. So you have to feel like a prison. You have to be tortured the same way that prisoners are tortured. But you're not supposed to think you are in a prison. You're supposed to tell yourself different stories. Things are going to happen that make no sense. You're going to suffer, but still try to justify your suffering. Like you're supposed to be stupid. Just like Reese said, the universe creates infinite idiots just to eat them. Infinite idiots. You're supposed to be an idiot. So that the universe will be able to eat you. Like the Matrix will be able to get energy from you. And it gets your energy in different ways. Sometimes it uses NPCs to hurt you, so that you'll give it energy. And it's kind of obvious when you think about it. Alright, thank you guys.